했던 그 예언이 바로 이제 다시 표면으로 부상하는 그런 놀라운 역사적인 때를 우리가 지금 살고 있는 것입니다. 유다지파의 사자이신 예수님, 다윗의 뿌리이신 예수님께서 이제 곧 이 땅을 정화하시고 심판을 하시고 이제 곧 다시 하나님의 나라, 영원한 나라, 멸망하지 않는 나라, 남에게 넘겨지지 않는 그 나라를 이 땅에 세우시기 바로 직전입니다. 이것은 성도들의 휴거가 그만큼 가깝다는 이야기입니다. 왜냐하면 성도가 휴거된 이후에 7년 동안 하나님께서 이 땅의 죄악 반역을 벌하시고 심판하시고 정화하신 후에 하나님의 나라를 이 땅에 세우시기 때문입니다. 물론 7년 환란 후에 천년 왕국이 먼저 있고 그 후에 하늘로부터 새 예루살렘이 내려오고 영원히 하나님과 하나님의 백성이 영생하는 그런 시간이 오게 됩니다. 이 유다지파의 사자의 그 관한 이 예언이 지금 우리가 보는 앞에서 그 이적의 발굴로 다시 되살아나고 있는 것입니다. 여러분들은 이제 회개와 거룩함, 순결, 의로움, 이것을 순종하심으로써 메시아께서 오실 때 여러분 수치당하지 않도록 모두 들림을 당할 수 있도록 준비하시기 바랍니다. 회개와 거룩함 외에는 아무도 어떤 것도 교회를 하나님께 돌이킬 수 없는 것입니다.
So there's going to be a very significant discovery in Israel very soon, blessed people, and this discovery is going to be very significant in the life of the nation of Israel, the state of Israel, and is also going to be extremely significant to the church. Right now they are buried, they are very deep, but the Lord is going to lead archaeologists to find them. I see two ladies, they're driving two different cars, and the Lord took me, I was also driving on that road, and then I had to merge, I wanted to merge leftmost, but I had to merge into the middle first for the other traffic to pass so I can then merge later on the left. And that is how it was. And the Lord led me all through up to that place where the writings are. The Lord has taken me to Israel. There's going to be a significant discovery of writings, archaeological writings that took place in ancient times, ancient Israel, and this is going to be a significant discovery for humanity, for the state of Israel, for the church, and for the whole world. But the writings of Judah, it's written in Hebrew, but the Lord now wrote it for me. It translated for me in English, but into the writing of that time. So the J, almost, the tail of the J goes almost up. You would think it's a D because it almost touches the stroke up there. It's a very beautiful situation that happened. The Lord was reading together with me, was opening and reading together with me. The Messiah is coming, prepare ye the way of the Lord.
Today, June 5th, 2020,
na leo hii tarehe 5 mwezi wa 6 mwaka 2020
I give a prophecy alert today
ninapeana unabii leo hii
that there is soon going to be a significant discovery in Israel,
ya kwamba hivi karibuni kunaenda kuwa na uvumbuzi wa muhimu kabisa kule Israeli
of ancient Hebrew writings about Judah.
ya maandiko ya kale kabisa ya Kiebrania kuhusu Yuda.
They're going to be discovered in Israel.
Yanaenda kuvumbuliwa kule Israeli.
And the first time I gave this prophecy was June 12th, the year 2019.
Na mara ya kwanza nilipeana unabii huu ilikuwa tarehe 12 mwezi wa 6 mwaka 2019.
And I give it today June 5th, the year 2020.
Na ninaupeana leo hii tarehe 5 mwezi wa 6 mwaka 2020.
This is an event that has not yet happened.
Hili ni tukio ambalo bado halijatendeka.
A significant storage center has recently been exposed at archaeological excavations in the Arnona neighborhood in Jerusalem. The excavation conducted by the Israel Antiquities Authorities revealed a site which is unusually large, a structure built of concentric walls. Now, of particular interest, 120 jar handles were found bearing seal impressions containing ancient Hebrew script.
Archaeologists uncovered more than 100 unique seals on jar handles, many stamped with the ancient Hebrew word lemelech, which means
네, 지금 나오는 장면을 영상을 보시게 되면 선전님 말씀대로 고대 히브리어로 기록된 유다 왕국에 관한 글들이 도자기 표면에 각인되어 있는 것을 볼 수 있습니다. 이 예언이 얼마나 정확한지 이 영상을 보시게 되면 여러분들은 두려워할 수밖에 없을 것입니다. 저기가 왕이 직접 관할하는 관청이라는 것은 저기서 발견된 여러 가지 톡이라든지 그릇, 거기에 보면 르멜렉이라고 글씨가 적혀 있는데 이것은 왕에게 속한 것, 왕의 것이라는 뜻입니다. 그리고 거기에 보면은 유다 지파의 유다 왕국의 왕국을 나타나는 여러 가지 물증들이 있는데 거기에 이제 하나님께서 선지자님께 보여주셨던 제2자 같은 것도 저기에 아마 있었던 것으로 보입니다.
This site has revealed a huge host of discoveries.
אנחנו נמצאים בקצה של המבנה הממלכתי מימי ממלכת יהודה. אפשר לראות פה אבני גיר גדולות, מסוטטות. די ברור שכזה מבנה, בכזה גודל עם כאלו אבנים, זה מבנה ציבורי.
But that's not all. As for the building itself, experts say it likely served as a government activity center during the reign of King Hezekiah at the start of the 7th century BCE. It was used to store surplus food as well as collect taxes, though the site also reveals details of a biblical standoff between the invading Assyrian armies and those of the Judean king.
צפנו פה עשרות רבות של ידיות קנקנים נושאות טביעות חותם. חזקיהו יודע שסנחריב הולך להגיע ליהודה ולאחר מכן לצור על ירושלים, ובמסגרת ההכנות האלה למרד הוא חייב לאגור כמה שיותר רוח. למעלה כתוב בכתב עברי קדום אותיות למ"מ למ"כ למלך, ומתחת לסמל מופיעים שמות אחד מארבעה מקומות: חברון, זיף, סוחו או ממשת. תביעה פרטית שנישאת את שמו של משולם אלנתן, אולי היה פקיד חשוב בממלכת יהודה.
A significant storage center has recently been exposed at archaeological excavations in the Arnona neighborhood in Jerusalem. The excavation conducted by the Israel Antiquities Authorities revealed a site which is unusually large, a structure built of concentric walls. Now, of particular interest, 120 jar handles were found bearing seal impressions containing ancient Hebrew script. Now, earlier I asked Professor Israel Finkelstein, a professor of archaeology at Tel Aviv University, about the significance of this discovery.
Well, it takes us back to the 7th century BC, to late monarchic times, and the finds at Arnona are important because they show the significant growth of Jerusalem and Judah economically and politically, if you wish, and of course from the administrative point of view. So this is the period when Jerusalem and Judah, under Assyrian patronage, becomes a very important player on the scene of the Levant. At that time, Judah was well organized, and it needed to pay taxes to the Assyrian overlords, and they had to collect agricultural output, wine and oil and things like this, and the seal impressions were impressed
The impressions were put on handles of storage jars, which were used for the collection of taxes, which made it possible for Judah, first of all, to pay the Assyrians and also to conduct an advanced economy in Judah itself.
I am now standing between two of the walls of the major Iron Age structure that we've uncovered.
Archaeologists say the site is one of the most significant recent discoveries from the 8th century BC. That's known in the Bible as the time of the kings in Jerusalem. The excavation is here in the southern part of Jerusalem. Behind me is the new U.S. Embassy. Archaeologists say it's ironic that this area served as an administrative center 2,700 years ago, and now it's home to an embassy.
This site has three aspects that are unparalleled. The stamp seals, the monumental architecture, and the stone heap proves beyond reasonable doubt the administrative nature of this site.
Located about 2 miles from ancient Jerusalem, it appears the government managed and stored food supplies for the kingdom here. They also collected wine and olive oil, the tax payment of that time. The site is dated to a turbulent time when the Assyrian king Sennacherib was trying to conquer the cities of Judah. Still, the excavation shows the site remained active with uninterrupted tax collection. Archaeologists also found human and animal figurines.
The Bible says not to do idol worship, and it repeats it, and the prophets warn about this time and time again. The reason for warning is that they keep reverting back to the idol worship, and it seems like these were very common in every single household.
One of the mysteries is a huge mound of flint stones that archaeologists believe covered a large building. Nearby, workers are uncovering the remains of a wide wall.
We think these are looted elements, ancient looting, of a monumental structure that still exists maybe to some degree under the pile.
The discovery came during a salvage excavation conducted before the construction of a new neighborhood.
The writing, the ancient writings that have been written on a piece of pottery. It looks like a piece of pottery as if the back of a pot or some clay work, but ancient writings are going to be discovered.
A significant storage center has recently been exposed at archaeological excavations in the Arnona neighborhood in Jerusalem. Now, of particular interest, 120 jar handles were found bearing seal impressions containing ancient Hebrew script.
Archaeologists uncovered more than 100 unique seals on jar handles.
이번 영상은 선자님께서 이스라엘의 국경을 보호하실 것을, 하나님께서 보호하실 것을 예언하셨고, 그대로 시리아와 이스라엘 국경에 정확하게 그 국경선을 따라서 하나님의 영광의 구름 내려와서 아이시스의 공격을 차단하셨던 놀라운 그 사건이 있었던 그 영상입니다.
And in that conversation, the Lord lifted me up above Israel and He showed me the state of Israel, the nation of Israel. And He showed me all the borders of the state of Israel. And then Jehovah Elohim, Jehovah El Olam, the God of Israel, He showed me the heavenly hosts that were released.
여호와께서 천국의 천사들이 풀리는 것을 보여주셨습니다. 하나님의 천사들은 이스라엘 국경에 있는 곳마다 빽빽하게 내려와서 지키고 있었습니다. 천사들은 가만히 서 있는 것이 아니고 약간 앞뒤로 움직이면서 이스라엘 국경을 지키고 있었습니다. 그들은 불칼을 가지고 지키고 있었습니다. 그들은 천국의 천사들이 이 땅에 풀어져서 이스라엘 국경을 완벽하게 에워싸고 지키는 것을 보았습니다. 주님의 음성에 말씀하시기를 그들이 이스라엘의 하나님을 두려워하게 될 것이라고 말씀하셨습니다. 그 후에 주님께서 저에게 주님의 영광을 보이셨습니다. 주님의 영광이 내려오셔서 이스라엘을 덮는 것을 보이셨습니다. 천국의 천사들이 서 있던 곳을 덮으셨습니다. 정확하게 국경선을 따라서 천국의 천사들과 하나님의 영광이 지켜주셨습니다. 지금 이스라엘이 무엇을 어떤 상황을 지나고 있는지 알고 계셨습니다. 주님께서 말씀하셨습니다. 내가 직접 내가 사랑하는 이스라엘 백성을 보호할 것이다 라고 말씀하셨습니다. 이들은 나의 언약 백성이라고 하나님께서 또 말씀하셨습니다. 그리고 4년이 지난 2016년 12월 4일 시리아 쪽으로부터 아이시스가 이스라엘을 침공할 것을 위협하고 있었습니다. 예언대로 하나님의 영광의 구름, 빽빽하고 오던 하나님의 영광의 구름이 예언대로 정확하게 국경선을 따라서 이스라엘을 보호했습니다. 하나님의 영광의 구름이 시리아와 이스라엘 사이의 국경을 지키고 계실 때 이스라엘 군인들은 총을 잠시 내려놓고 자신들이 가지고 있던 핸드폰으로 하나님의 영광의 구름을 촬영하고 있었습니다.
학창시절 최고의 일탈은?
아, 이거는
가장 좋아하는 음식은?
잘 몰랐어요.
부모님 마음 얼마나 알고 있나요?